morning. It is Monday and it feels so Monday. So Monday. It's just not going right. For the second night in a row, Sebastian came to us sobbing about bad dreams and not being able to sleep alone. So he slept with us. I couldn't sleep. And then this morning, I was letting him sleep, but then he wouldn't get up, and then he insisted he needed to eat before he got dressed, so it was just getting later and later. And I did my Duolingo lesson, but it wasn't loading the sounds or the animations. It's just being really weird. And then of course it crashed when I finished and tried to submit it and had to do it all over again. And Sebastian earned a stuffed animal day. And he had picked a stuffed animal. I was like trying to get him out of bed to go choose a stuffed animal, but then he left it on the chair because at the very last second he was like scrambling to get dressed and was whining that his socks were too short, even though he's always wanted short socks. And so we forgot it. And then he remembers as he's about to walk onto the bus. All I could do was say, "Don't worry, I'll bring it to you." I don't know when I'll bring it to him. I've got to get Jax ready. The earliest I could do it is like 8:45 because I've got to get him ready and then take him, unless I try to run over there during our little bit of time. Maybe I'll do that. I just messaged my friend who I think drives her son to school to try and figure out when the traffic dies down over there. Maybe I'll look up when the school starts and it should be safe after it starts. But now that's stressing me out. I didn't hear from the school about the lunch shift, so I guess they're good. So that's good. That's one less thing. Maybe I could take a nap, but when I've been stressed about things, I can't. I'm just getting so tired. I haven't been sleeping. I mean, one of the nights I stayed up late because it's Danny's birthday, so I can't deny the hanging out with him late, if that's what he wants on his birthday, right? And then we had to, there's no sleeping in. One morning, because I had a stomachache and the dog was all over the place and the child was up, and then the next morning was because we had reservations. Are you gonna puke or are you gonna drink it? Because I didn't give you much earlier and you puked it up. It's not good at drinking water. Anyway, I guess I will work on his lunch. He's probably gonna want an egg sandwich for breakfast. And then maybe I'll run over to the school with this stuffed animal. Security guard's gonna be confused. She's like, "Why are you here and why are you holding a stuffed animal?" Alright, I'm gonna get going with this madness. wasn't a very exciting day. Well, the morning was a little exciting. As you saw, I delivered Shadow to Sebastian's school. I popped it in a bag that I got from a neighbor when I got to get his books, because I was like, wow, I think at least a couple people are going to be touching Shadow to get him to the classroom, so I should pop him in a bag. And remembering dropping off something at the middle school, I put his name, full name, and his teacher's name. But I did message my friend, and she was so helpful, so sweet about it, and she thought that 7:45 would be a good bet, because at 7:30 they close the car line. I think at that point you need to go in special because you're late. So I emailed the school because I'm a regular and I've never actually gone to the school when it's starting. We've always done the bus. So I messaged the office and was like, oh, he forgot his stuffed animal, so he was getting the bus, so I promised I would deliver it to avoid any tears or stress right before school. But I don't know how car line works. Is it, when can I come? I'm thinking 7:45. It was maybe like 7:35 when I read this. But she wrote back 5 minutes later that there's still a few more cars, but the buses are all gone, so I can come on over and drop it off. So I was just finishing cooking Jax's egg sandwich, which I knew he would ask for. I had his lunch all packed up, and I was like, all right, man, hopefully I'll be back in 10 minutes. And headed out the door, drove to the school. I ended up just parking in the bus area. I ended up pointing in the wrong direction. Oops. And I backed out because the arrow was going the other way. I'm like, whoopsie. I usually just walk right past this without paying attention to the actual road. But yeah, so I grabbed the bag, headed towards the school, pushed the button, and the security guard actually opened the outside door and let me in. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. I don't know if she'd been warned, but it seemed like maybe that's just something they do. She's like right there letting kids come in who are dropped off late, because there was some siblings that came in right after, and she was opening the door for them too. But she said, don't worry, I'll make sure this gets to him. And I contacted the office. I was like, oh, you're the best, you're the sweetest mom, thank you for doing that for him. And I checked with her about lunch today, and she said they had somebody coming in for the first hour, which is the most critical hour. You've got the kindergartners and the first graders, the ones that need the most help. Certainly helps to have somebody for the whole shift, like cleaning the tables at a certain times. It's a tough turnaround, but I'm sure they were all right. And it gave me opportunity to get things done like grocery shop. So I got home in 9 minutes because they were supposed to be at school, and took Jax to school. And then I headed to a Lidl. I have a Starbucks right by it. I hadn't eaten yet because of all the excitement, so I just had my breakfast. I shopped the best I could at Lidl. It's like a hot mess. It's all mixed up and hard to find things, but I knew we needed to restock on a lot of our cheeses, and it's always cheaper to get that there, and produce can be cheaper, so I got part of it. They do not have the bread products I usually want. They have good jelly donuts, I got that, but all the other bread I stopped at Giant on the way home for. I should have caught my sandwich bread, but I thought I had more than I did. It turns out I only had a couple slices, but I'm always back at the store anyway. It's fine. But yeah, I got all of our bread products and just a couple other things, like big brand name things that I needed. I totally forgot sun-dried tomatoes. They were out of them at Lidl, and I'm like, I need to get them at Giant. I'm gonna forget, even though they're like triple the price there. so maybe it's better I forgot and I'll just look elsewhere. I don't know. But then I came home. I put all the cold groceries away, but oh my goodness, I'm so tired. It's just been nonstop. Sebastian was already like planning to come to us. He says he keeps dreaming the bees were stinging him. And I don't doubt it because he comes crying, but now he's got it in his head that he's just going to sleep with us. He's already planning it. And I can't sleep very well. He's big and he wakes me up. He comes and he talks to me. He's like, well, can I just get into your bed? I'm like, no, this is not how it works. You're big now. You wake up from your dream and you hug your stuffies and you're like, okay, this is just the same dream and it's fake, it's not real. Of course, I'm always here for you, but at this point, you need to wake yourself up and just be like, it's okay, and calm down and try to go back to sleep. He's probably gonna end up in our bed. But yeah, it was just a lot of going back and forth throughout the day of struggling to be awake and do my Monday things. Computer time was like making me so tired that at one point I tried to lay down for 15 minutes. Danny came up to measure something. He's like, what are you doing? Because I had been answering his texts. I was mostly trying to avoid it with my eyes closed, but I was answering his texts about which light we should get. We already picked the vanity lights, but like these things, which are currently just regular boob lights with silver around them, and everything is turning to black instead of silver. So he's like, what? I'm like, I just need to lay here for 10 minutes with my eyes closed. I am so tired. So he didn't question it. He just went about his measuring. I was still talking to him. I just curled up laying there with my eyes shut. He went into that bathroom and took off the faceplate of the shower where it's set to throttle the temperature, because we've been complaining, we being Jax and I, are the two cold people in the house, that the shower water is just not hot. And it's been a lot of biting back from Danny because he doesn't like hot showers. And thusly, nobody should need them, but I'm built different. If the water is colder than my body temperature, I will get cold. And I shower at 5:45. The house is usually 68. So the air is really cold, and the shower water takes a really long time to warm up, and I don't have time to let it do its thing, and then it never gets warm. Like if I get in the shower and it hasn't had time to heat up, normally it's okay because then a minute later it's nice and hot and all is forgiven. But it doesn't ever get hot because it was maybe like 90 something degrees he estimated, which, wow, that's so cold for me. When I take a bath, I need it to be like 100 minimum because that's a little bit warmer than my body. So I guess what had happened and why he decided yes he could turn it up is we used to have our water turned up way too high at the water heater, like dangerous high, but it was just us in control of it, and we have really terrible pipes. The delivery of the hot water is awful, and it takes forever to get anywhere in the house. We wait with the water running for ages. So he had tried to get around that by turning it up, and I think it helped a little bit, but it still took forever. So then our water heater died and we needed to replace it, and we set it to something more reasonable because it was a newer one. It still takes forever, but we don't need that patch of cranking it up. So back when it was really hot, really boiling hot, and Jack started taking showers, and Danny did that bathroom, he set it to throttle the temperature by like 15 degrees or something because the water heater was cranked up so high, so it put it at a safe and comfortable temperature. But then we had our water turned way down, so So yeah, he thought it was maybe around 90, and that's just, I know it sounds hot, but when you're standing there and only one part of your body is getting hit by the spray and the other part is hanging out, I need the water hot. So I'm really looking forward to my shower tomorrow morning. I'm hoping it's a positive experience, because for a couple weeks now, showers have been miserable, and I go as fast as I can. I mean, I need record speeds this morning, because I got in there too soon and yelped. It was so cold. And then I couldn't recover from it because it just wasn't very hot. Yeah, so there was that. He was doing that. I had some repotting to do for plants. I've been packing away stuff. This box is filled with the stuff that was under my sink that I don't think I'll need during construction, like different hair dyes. I just pulled out the purple and stuff like that. I already moved other things under there, but there's not a lot of space because there is stuff. There's like towels and stuff stored under there, and cleaning supplies. And I also sorted through these. I emptied the basket of more storage and put things where in other places. This I always keep active as my pajama basket. So that will move over when I officially move over, probably tomorrow night. And then the other one is empty and up on the rack in the other bathroom, and I'll probably put my clothes there the night before, because I would lay out my clothes on weekdays so that I'm not in and out of the bathroom waking up Danny. Yeah, I got a lot done. I don't know if I've showed you. This side is still full, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I have my mouthwash in there. What's that? So, yeah, I got a tiny little bit right before dinner done on that little craft miniature kit. Just 3 couch cushions, so not much. Danny picked up some food for dinner, just a big gas station deli place, because I wanted a salad. I had leftover Indian for lunch. It was so salty that I was like, I just need a salad, plus it's warm out. And then I played with the dog to give him exercise. So yeah, it's just a day. It's just a day. But I am going to say goodnight. It's 9:26, so we're doing pretty good on time. I feel good about that. I'm gonna quickly continue on. I have to hang out with Jax for a bit. He loves that. And I'll see you tomorrow. So stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.